who am I to say anything? But I mean, I can see happening all the time questions about, okay, with respect to particular skills, this kid is not where he needs to be, and that may be a real problem. So let's figure out what we can do about this. Mm-hmm. And even like in middle school, same thing. And teachers wrestle with the problem. So do we say that this kid is going to do remediation instead of elective? Mm-hmm. But you know the dilemma. It's like, it may be the elective is the only thing that's really keeping that kid engaged. So maybe that's not what to do. Maybe there's another way we can intervene and so forth. Or maybe, in fact, it is during the elective. But these are decisions that have to be made to really help move kids along.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Amanda.
Yeah,
One
Amanda.
thing that you mentioned that seemed to be really important in the founding of the high schools was the internships and the relationship between the interns and the mentors.
Yeah.
And I'm curious what you think we should strive for as elementary school teachers in terms of the adult-student connection. Because I often feel like the kids get super excited when we have guest speakers and have the opportunity to go on field trips, but it's not necessarily a continuous relationship between experts and students that might lend itself to the kind of learning that you're necessarily speaking to.
And then Rob, just to give you a heads up, this is going to be the last question with the whole group because we're at.
Okay, I've lost track of the time as usual. So. It's a typical ploy of mine. I ask for questions and then I talk so long that we only get to have a few questions. So, and I'm happy to stick around. So the only thing I have to do is I have to be at, there's a happy hour I have to attend at 5, so I've got some time.
That clock is wrong.
Yeah, so the question about internships and relationships and so forth. I think the more that we can interact with people, and for example, projects that where you're engaged with an adult who's really interested in the project and is coming in and so forth and working with the kids for a while. That's great stuff. I remember a kindergarten thing happening at Explore Elementary one time when one of the kids' parents or uncles or something was an airplane pilot. So he came in, they had the chairs all lined up, these were airplane seats, and he came in, they gave the kids tickets and everything, and then he sat in front with his captain's hat and everything, and they took a trip to Singapore, in the classroom or something like that. Well, that was kind of an adult world connection in an interesting way at kindergarten. So, I think there are a lot of ways through fantasy and through real relationships to engage kids in those connections. And I think it's really important to do that. We always say in our project-based, it's called Deeper Learning Through Projects. The course that I taught for years in the graduate school, we're going to design a project. You got an idea. In the first week, your assignment, before you've even designed the project, is to get in touch with 3 experts in the field and tell them what you're thinking about and ask them if they can give you some advice. What often happens is that someone that you call really gets involved. There was a kindergarten teacher from another school, not a high-tech high school, a kindergartner, first grade. She wanted to do a weather station. She called up the local weather person, who just totally started coming in every day, talked with the kids, set up the station, helped them do it and all that kind of stuff, just out of this cold call that she made about when she was thinking of a project. So I think that's the kind of thing where some unexpected relationships can develop.
Well, Rob, thank you so much for coming to chat with us. And anybody who wants to stick around to chat more is welcome. But I don't want to make sure people who have other commitments can get out and do that. So.
I just want to say one more thing. All respect to your work. Thank you for these questions, particularly around the issues of foundational skills and engaging hands-on work and so forth. And what's the right balance, and what do we do when we have such a range? That's the problem that we embrace. And it's an ongoing conversation. It's not one with solutions. And so I hope to continue to engage in that conversation with you guys as we go along.
Thank you.